I love the fact that you said you were listening, but weighing what they were saying, and you were looking for, and you didn't say it this way, but if I read between the lines,
Mm-hmm.
I think what you were saying was you were looking for the witness
Mm-hmm.
in your spirit
Absolutely.
about what they were saying.
Of course. Of course. Of course. And one of the things is funny because I was actually watching a lecture of one of my favorite intellectuals, Dr. Cornel West. And he mentioned a book. He was mentioning a book as he was lecturing, and he said, we need prophets. And I was like, He said, read the prophets. He said, he said, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote a book called The Prophets. He said, if you're a real person that speaks the truth, you need to read that book. And I was like, okay. So one day I was in a bookstore and I got the book. And when I got it, it was on sale. I was reading a little bit. I lost the copy, and I was like, "Oh man, I lost the copy." I was able to buy another copy, and one of the quotes that they said in the book, he said, "A prophet is not a microphone, but a person." And when he said that, I was like, "What do you mean a prophet?" And I've noticed something. When you have a microphone, you have to speak a certain way into a microphone. As we see, there are a lot of people who adjust their voice to say certain things on a microphone. But when a prophet speaks, he speaks beyond a microphone and a place.
Mm.
And that's what we need. And it's funny because I remember I was looking, someone asked me one time, they said, "Oh, who's one of your favorite theologians?" And I said, as a joke, I said, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They said, "What?" I said, "America paints him as civil rights. We as believers know that he spoke as a prophet."
Yes.
And the thing is that there is a difference between political, social justice versus biblical justice. And we have to realize that as prophets, we stand and speak the word of the Lord, whether people like it or not.
Right.
The day that you decide to put your trumpet down and pick up a flute, you're no longer a prophet. The day that you decide to say, you know what, I'm enjoying the money that is being given. I'm enjoying that now we've turned this church into a golden calf. I'm enjoying that all these things are happening. I'm no longer going to speak the truth, but I'm going to speak a lie.
Wow.
And that's the scary thing that we see even now.
Yeah.
So when I see people say, I'm a prophet. Okay, who's your pastor? Well, I don't know. No. Oh, so you're a Wild Wild West prophet. You're just the one who just going and shooting up bars and shooting up churches and saying things that's not what the Lord said. But we have to be, as prophets, be held accountable by the leadership that is
Yeah.
over us.
Yeah. I always ask, who are you in relationship with?
Right.
Who are you accountable to?
Right.
Who's your spiritual father?
Right.
And we got a lot of Lone Rangers today.
Too many.
They're not accountable to anybody. They've never put down roots anywhere. And if they're not out on social media, you'll never find them in a church.
No.
They're not committed to any local church.
No.
They don't realize that, I have to believe, belong, and become in a local house of God.
Right.
They're not accountable to a local house.
No.
They're not serving in a local house.
Mm-hmm.
They're not supporting the local house.
Right.
And I often tell people, if it doesn't have your time, your talent, and your treasure, you're really not committed to it.
No.